guys, what's up? Hope everybody's having a good day. Yeah. So, let's get to talking about this. Obviously, we haven't had any big hit yet. That's something that was we've been watching all night long, and just haven't had that big hit yet. So we are going to take a look at it and take a look at why, and see what we can figure out, and see if we still got stuff coming, or what's going on with all this, right? I guess the first thing I want to say, guys, is hello. Okay, thanks for being here, guys. Kathy, Darren, third in line, thanks for modding for me. Excuse me. Sunshine, Johnny, Oddly, Digna, Dan, Jennifer, Tab, what's up? Everybody else in here, guys. Heaven's Jim. I think I seen Jill in here. Yeah, Jill's here. Penny, Rick, Sharon, Katie, Nicole. Everybody else, like, Boogie Down Bronx is in the house. Angelo. So, yeah. We've been kind of looking at this and just trying to figure out, what is going on. As far as, are we going to get a big hit on this? Are we going to, have we already got it? And it just wasn't as big as what the instruments were showing us? Or did the Earth just handle it good? So we're going to get into that a little bit. And the first thing I want to say about all that, guys, is the fact that we say this every time we talk about these big CMEs, or any CME for that matter. They're very, very unpredictable, especially the timing of them. And when you take that in consideration, you really look at what we're trying to predict, or try to see what's coming, or forecast out a little bit. The goal there and what you're trying to do is a large task. It's kind of daunting if you really think about what's actually going on. We're looking at something that's 93 million miles away, that is ejecting something out into the vastness of space in our general direction, and we're trying to predict exactly when it's going to be here, exactly what it's going to do, and all that kind of stuff. Now, we can get real close most of the time, and like I said yesterday, we're almost always off on the time frame. Hey, B, what's up? So, with that being said, that's why I was out here showing you guys the different levels of G-level storms, and trying to encourage people not to, freak out. Because it could be, what I said it was going to get to, or it could not be, or it could be something smaller, bigger. We don't know every time we talk about this stuff exactly. Now, I can say this, more times than not, when we're looking at this stuff, we're pretty accurate. It can be like, a day, the time frame is what I'm talking about there, that is usually what's more accurate. Now, we give ourselves like a day, one way or the other, because we just simply don't know how fast these things are traveling. And especially the power of them. All we got to go off of there is what we seen when it first came off the sun. Until it starts getting here, hitting our detectors, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go over this real quick and show you what we got going on currently. Okay, and it's really all I can do to really show you guys what's going on. Now, the first thing I want to say is, this is Space Weather Prediction Center. This is NOAA. This is an official site. These guys tend to, put it to you this way, they don't want to, scare people, right? So they usually try to downplay things a little bit. So when we see, because they're still predicting a G3 storm. But obviously we have not gotten there yet. And we should have been experiencing storm conditions yesterday, and we never did. I was showing you guys how we kind of peaked up right here. We did it twice. See that? So what I'm wondering is the fact here that maybe This was that density increase, and then the CME was here. And it just wasn't as strong as what we were seeing on the instruments. Or is there more to come? And I'm kind of leaning towards at least a little bit more to come, because I do think we're probably still going to get up into some sort of a storm level. And some of that can be from residual effects of after, because that's typical. That's what we usually see anyway. But they rolled this back a great deal. And they must have just been like, their model must have just been completely just crazy wrong. That's all I can say. So when we're looking at this, we can see that we're only going to be in storm level for 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 hours. That's what they're saying. But again, this is just NOAA. Now, if we go over to the NASA site, excuse me. Let me get over here. Where is it at? Right here. Again, this thing doesn't change unless it sees another CME. Okay? So this is saying the same thing it did the first day. Now, if we were able to slow that down, they didn't have this thing hitting until today. So if you look right here, I know it's kind of hard to do, but you got to kind of look at this through your peripheral vision and the timestamp at the same time. I could put it in the movie tool or something and slow it down, but they had this thing hitting on the 10th. So that's today. So it still could be what we're seeing. This could be the solar wind stream in front of the CME. Or they could have combined, like we were talking about with the possibility. So this is why, like I said, we got to have some patience on what we're doing. And this is why when I came out and was showing it to you guys, I was doing my best to show you that, yes, we could get into some good storm levels, but also how unpredictable the strength of these things are. And even if we did get to a G3, I showed you guys this right here. That's pretty much what we were looking at. Power systems, we may see some voltage alarms. Spacecraft orientation may be jacked up a little bit. Low frequency radio might have some issues. Is that all big time stuff for us here on the surface? No. Now, what we could have seen, we could also see communication stuff, but that goes right along with any kind of storm at all, no matter how powerful. So the stuff that's going to directly affect us immediately is the stuff I just talked about. Okay, so, we really, when we're talking about these things, we have to understand that when we say G3, it's kind of in the middle of the road. But the stuff that really we talk about where it could really affect us, our lives for a long periods of time, we're up here, guys. And sometimes even bigger than this. That's usually where we got to go with it. You're never going to hear me come out here and say anything other than what I just said unless we're at this level. And even at that, I'll be very hesitant to even say, hey, we're going to get a G5 storm. You'll probably never hear those words come out of my mouth. What you'll hear is, hey, we're under a G5 storm right now. Because I won't say this prior because they're so unpredictable as far as the power of them. Now, if I feel like stuff is a definite, I definitely will. I'll come out here and say, look, this is what I think. But just like I've said, for the past year or so, we got to have patience. We got to sit back, let the data come in, and wait. We have time when we're talking about geomagnetic storms. We've got some time to talk about it and research it. And just like I said yesterday, the fact that we didn't get to a G3 yet is a good thing. It is. I was hoping that that's what would happen. Now, a G2 wouldn't have been much of a deal. Neither is G3, really. I don't want to downplay it so much either that we don't take it serious, because we should. But what I want to say is, and this is the issue we have. We still got official agencies saying that we're still going to get to these storm levels. So I'm going to have to go with that for right now and just say, hey, we're going to keep keep an eye on it. That's really all we can do. Now, if I'm watching this and I see a big, huge spike somewhere, you better bet your butt I'm going to hop on the internet and tell you guys about it. So when we were seeing these uptick in conditions right here, they didn't last very long either. That's what was kind of odd. This stuff is just it's not making sense, is what I'm trying to say. You get a big full halo CME that comes at us, and this is all we get from it. It does seem a little odd. Now, like I said, when we're looking at those halos, we're talking about size in general. We're not talking about intensity or power. So yes, that could be it. Maybe it just wasn't that powerful, because we are in the early stages of the sun cycle. But the thing I want to say here is that was a high C-class flare, number one, that caused all that. We had the high M-class flare last week. So we've been seeing these very strong things happening. So I just want to make that point first and foremost, that these things are very, very unpredictable. And that's why I show you different agencies and their predictions. Because at the end of the day, that's all that is. That is not a definite thing that could be happening. Now, if we go to the next day, see, they still got it here. On the 11th of the G2. And the reason why is because of this. This is the time frame. So, I'm not willing to say that we're out of the woods yet, is what I'm trying to say. I'm going to have to sit back. We're going to have to sit back and wait, because these things can do this. It can tail off, and then all of a sudden, bam, it could pop on here. Now, so what I did was, we go look at these magnetopause movies, right? And that's the speed. It's a definite speed increase. ACE is showing the same thing. Okay? Density definitely did increase. Pressure definitely did increase. But let me say this. We see this all the time without a CME. So what I'm saying is, if the CME was to hit us, we should have seen something different. It should have made this thing move. And it didn't. We had one little wave come in, and that was it. I don't think it was that CME. Now, I could be completely wrong on that. And if I am, I'll show it to you guys later on. I'll say, hey, yeah, maybe that was the CME that hit us. But we still got everybody, no, not everybody, but we still got agencies and stuff telling us that we're still going to be in storm level. But I don't want you guys to get, scared over any of this stuff, because that was my whole thing of not trying to come out here and be all crazy with this. If we don't get into a higher storm level, I can say this, that it fooled everybody. Not one person, not two people, not three people. I'm talking everybody. And that's why, Scott was in here saying, hey, this stuff's unpredictable. Hey, I was saying this is unpredictable. And then I would give you my opinion on what I thought could happen. And that's why I went through all those steps that I showed you guys. Because this is still a significant event in the fact that we've had halo CMEs now in this sun cycle. And if it wasn't that strong, it will be eventually. So I just want to point that out and let people understand that first and foremost before we start going through this. Because we have to understand that. Because I seen a lot of channels out there going out there saying that, before any of this today, trying to predict exactly when that thing was going to be, facing the day side of it and this, that, and the other. And they were going real crazy with that part of it. And for me, the timing of it is so unpredictable, I just don't see how people can even kind of get close with that. Now, something else here is kind of bothering me is this. This thing still hasn't updated. And I just don't get that. I know that they put these things into safe mode. But at this point, it's been in safe mode for going on 3 days. It should not be doing that. This thing is usually pretty consistently on there. So I don't know why. Because there's other tools that are showing data in a different visual from the NASA model, even though they weren't exactly the same. Oh, you guys buffering? Hold on. Give me a second, guys. Man. All right, is anybody okay now? Hey, Jerry. It's saying my stream health is good. Okay, cool. All right. Sorry about that, guys. But anyway, the NOAA model here and the NASA model, they were about a day apart in their prediction. Okay? It wasn't that far. They were not off that far. So what I'm saying is that for two of these different agencies, the two different models, to come in with something that was going to be significant and for it not to be significant is really strange. Okay? So I don't know. I'm not willing to say that this is over yet. It could be, but it could not be also. And that's what I'll say. Just because it's that unpredictability is so crazy. My dad's doing okay. He's back and doing his thing. So yeah. Hey Brandon, good to see you. Glad to have you here. Yeah, guys, I was on Mark's channel last night, Marfugal. Adam's a good guy, guys. You know, me and Adam have been friends and been, you know, he helped boost my channel, you know, a few times. You know, I'm very appreciative of that. He's a good guy, and you know, I'm thinking I may be calling in tonight and giving everybody an update on what's going on. He suggested that, so I might try to call in tonight too, as long as everything is okay with here at my own house. Last night I was able to get on, and something else I was really glad that I was able to do was, you know, guys, you know, I try to push the positivity because everything I'm talking about here is really, really negative stuff. And I was able to get Mark's name over there on Mark's channel too. And he showed, you know, and I knew that Mark wanted to do that because Mark's about that too. He likes to get that kind of stuff out too and help other channels that are just trying to grow. And good people, you know. And that's he's done that for over 1,000 channels, as a matter of fact. And I do think that, you know, as soon as, you know, like I said, I've been pushing Mark's channel because I think it's a great platform. He does such a great job. It was personal for me because it drew me out of a more dark way of thinking. And I'd been looking for that for a long time. And so I really do think that, you know, what Mark Pyers has got going on over there, it's going to go somewhere. It's not just going to stay right here where it's at. If I have anything at all to do with it, if I can help at all, I'm going to. Because that kind of positivity and that kind of non-judgmental thinking, this world is lacking. I promise you that. So that's what I'll say to all that. And, you know, I think Marf is going to, you know, he's proud of being able to help smaller channels because that's what we need. We got to support each other. And anything and all that, you know, if it wasn't for Marf and for Scott and for a few others that helped me get my channel up over, you know, a couple thousand subs, my channel probably never would have really went anywhere. It would have took a long time, at least, a lot longer than it has. And I got them to thank for that, you know. And I always say this too. We can push subscribers over there and over here, but it's up to the channel creator to keep them. And that's when you know you have a decent channel. Because, I know Marv had help too. There was people helping him build his subscriber base at first too. The channels that succeed are the ones that get those subscribers with help, but they keep them because of the content and the people that's creating the channel. So if I push people over to Mark's channel, he's keeping them there. It's not me. I'm just exposing it. That's it. So that's why his channel's becoming successful now, is because of him and his content. He gives a lot of credit and gives me a lot of compliments and stuff all the time for giving him some, and Sig also, getting people over there, Scott, getting people over there. But that's as far as we can do it. He grabs it after that, and nobody's ever come back and said, hey, you're stupid for sending us that direction. So that right there is evident that thing is not going to die. It's going to continue to grow, and we're just trying to boost it. That's at this point, pretty much. Because I do think that it will. He will succeed. And again, if people like myself, Sig, Marv, Scott have anything at all to do with it, Mark's going to succeed with his channel. So, and me and Mark are very, very like-minded people. We look at life very, very similar. So, and you're right. You're right, Joe. Hey, Sig, what's up, bud? It's just one of those, hey, B. Lower class, hey. Yeah, I am. And, I hate going on these rants on my, at the beginning of my videos here. But, after everything that happened last night over at Mark's and here and everything else, it was such a good thing that I want everybody to understand that. I said it a lot, but I really truly mean this, guys. I don't get to do the positive stuff very much. It's positive what I'm saying, right? That I'm giving you guys awareness of what's going on. But it's also, at the base of it, it's bad. It's I guess bad things that could happen from what I talk about. So anytime I can give somebody a smile, send people over there to kind of get that away from them, I do it. I needed it just like as much as anybody else. So just know that. Because I get asked a lot, why do you keep pushing Mark's channel? Every video. That's why. I believe in it. That simple. So, I will move on. We got people up here getting crazy already. Well, hey, let's just read it. Yeah, well, there you go. It wasn't because of the opinion, okay, so everybody knows. That was because of attacking somebody else, number one, that was not here to defend themselves. And I don't allow anybody saying anything against any other creator. That's just what I do. And I don't agree with that statement, but that wouldn't be why I would, take the comment out of there. But, so yeah. Yeah, Ellie makes a good point there too. We got to stay in the shade. We really do. Don't feel crazy if you go outside with an umbrella during the summer. I'm telling you. Mark my words, 20 years from now, people that don't have their skin covered, they're going to have issues. Yeah, Angelo, that's why, guys. If he'd have come in here and worded that a little bit different without directly, attacking Marv personally, I wouldn't have done that. But there's no reason to attack somebody personally. And that was just evident right there. That's all that is. And the other thing about that too, if you're gonna like attack somebody like that, go to them and attack them. Don't do it on my channel. Just saying. Or anywhere. That just shows that you don't really have courage enough to stand up like that. So anyway, yeah, man went underground because of the sun. Yeah, for sure. So yeah. Oh, goodness. So, we are going to just keep moving here. Sorry about that, guys. So, anyway, guys, the prediction here still is saying that, Space Weather Prediction Center, that we're going to get into some decent level storm. So, we're going to have to wait and see. Now, again, I can't say 100% if we've already got the initial hit or not. What I can show you is we did have a drastic jump for a minute. And it tailed off real quick. I mean, it really did. So, we're going to have to wait and see. That's all I got for you on that part of it today. But to the Schumann, guys, check this out. This is interesting. Look at this. I'm going to zoom in some more. We see it over here, too. I don't know that I've ever seen a signature like that on here. So if we go down like it's going at an angle in their hash marks. So when it's going like that at that kind of an angle, that means it's happening over a period of time. Over a period of, let's see here, about 3-4 hours it looks like. So, that's crazy. That's crazy looking. I've not seen that before. So, I really don't have any clue on what actually would cause that. Now, again, we always have to take in consideration it could be a tool flaw, okay? When we see strange things like that. But, if we can't explain why it's a tool flaw, then we can't sit there and say it's a tool flaw. Okay? Then I can't explain either direction, so I don't really have a position on what's actually causing that. It's just an observation I made that I've never seen before. And we have it kind of here too, going the opposite direction. So that's, and the other thing here too, right? Let's get you guys over here. Remember I showed you this horizontal signature? It kind of popped right there too, and then it did it again over here. So I don't really know what's going on with that. We did have an overall increase in frequency here. See how it kind of all got kind of green and hazy? That's just a overall increase. So if you guys are seeing ringing in your ears and stuff, or hearing ringing in your ears, that could be it. So yeah. There's something else I'm going to show you guys too here in just a second on the CME part. But what did our magnetosphere do when that one hit us? Whatever that little thing was that hit us. Well, we're going to take a look at it. This is the solar wind speed up here. Solar wind map, I mean. Directional. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here, and here we go. Right about, see, we're just not seeing a whole lot, guys. We're just not. We see a little bit of right there. I have a hard time thinking that that little bit of something was that big, huge halo CME. I'm not so sure I'm bought into that yet. So, that's why I'm not going to come out here and tell you guys that it's all over, and because I don't know that it is. Now, we can see our bow shock compressed right here pretty decent. But I showed you guys that yesterday, too. It's just I've seen littler CMEs visually off of the sun do a lot more to our magnetosphere than what this huge one did. So, if it actually did hardly do anything at all, I'm going to be honest with you, I'll be surprised. Because I've not seen a big one like that hit us and just do what this is right here. This is almost normal stuff we see on the daily. It's just really strange. Just saying. And like I said, I wouldn't have been the only one that was fooled, because everybody, and I'm saying it, everybody thought this was going to be a little bigger than what it was. We got people that don't even do videos through the week that were popping on the internet doing stuff because they thought that this was going to be something. And I'm talking about like educated scientists that have degrees and stuff that were popping on doing videos saying, hey, we got this coming. So it wasn't just us over here, the amateur, whatever we want to call ourselves. It was mainstream educated people saying the same thing. So just know that. That's another reason why I don't know that this is over yet. And the other thing here, we had another flare right here. Okay, so that would be a couple days from now if that was going to if there was a CME with that, it would be a few days before it got here. Let's go over here to seeds because I want to show you guys this. This is not updating again. So I don't know why, but whatever. Let's go back to the 9th, and I'll show you right here. Right here. See that? The sun's not going to just not do stuff just because we have one coming at us. Okay? It's still doing things right now. So what that means is, here we go, But I want to show you guys something real quick. Let's do this. Hold on a minute. That's the 12th month. Yeah, I don't. Let's well, I'll just pull up a new seeds here. But you guys know I showed you guys this yesterday, right? I even talked about this over on Marsh show last night. The 2012 CME that happened that missed the Earth by 9 days. That was on July 23rd, right? What we're going to do, I'm going to go back to July 2012 on seeds and show you what the sun looked like. Now, if you guys have never went back during a solar, like a more active year in the solar cycle, your jaw's probably going to hit the floor when I show you this. Okay? Because this is the stuff that's going to happen as we keep moving into a more active time for the sun. It's going to get very active, and it's going to get, like that. And the reason why we talk about it in such terms now is because our magnetic field is weaker than what it was back in 2012. So let me do this for you. Let me get, oops, hold on a second, guys, sorry. I'm going to go here, and then we're going to go to the beacon table, maybe. Nope, hold on. Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. If you guys go to home, over here on seeds, you can go back as far as 1996. And that's on the last Go C2. For Stereo A, you could go back to 2007. So let's go here. And it gives you a chart of archived data. So if we go back to 2012 to July, and we go to, that event was on the 23rd, right? Well, let's just go 2 days before. Well, let's just go 5 days before. Don't let your chin hit the floor, okay? This is historic archived data, guys. This is what happened. This is why I tell you guys that what we're seeing now is not out of the norm as much as, but what's out of the norm is the time in the sun cycle. These big ones happened back then. Okay? But they didn't happen, you know, during the like we were seeing throughout this more deeper solar minimum, because, you know, like I said, we were able to, and every time the sun did something during that, you know, we were catching that object out there. So that's what was influencing the sun now in the smaller, in my opinion. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm saying. But this is back in 2007. So if we go to the next day, you guys see what you're looking at here? There's the 21st. There's the 22nd. Okay? So watch this. Here's the day that missed us. There's that big, huge CME. See that? That's the one that was 9 days from smoking us. I'm going to slow it down so we can take a better look at it. So here we go. It's coming. See that? That right there should make everybody's butt pucker, because that is definitely something that is huge. But let me tell you, what does that look like? Other than the brightness being a little bit brighter, it looks like what we just experienced coming off the sun. Okay? So that's what I'm saying here. I'm trying to show you guys that strong stuff happens. It's a matter of if. It's a matter of when, not a matter of if. It's going to happen. And right now, with our magnetic field being weaker and the sun being influenced by the object out there, guys, I'm telling you, we got to pay attention, is what I'm saying. So that's, yeah. No one near? Yes, we do. I do think we got more coming today. Yeah, you said sideways. It wasn't completely sideways, but it was kind of off to the right a little bit. The coulter here makes it real hard to see, obviously. But this is what I say, that, you know, sometimes when we see things, it isn't always, you know, the worst thing and it's never happened before and all that kind of stuff. Is it possible it was redirected away from us by Spirit or Galactics if it was a threat mark? You know, that's a theory. I you know, like I said, I don't know. I'm not well versed in that whole galactic UFO type of thing. I think that's what you're referring to. If you ask my opinion on whether or not I think there's aliens, yes, I do. That's my opinion. And I know that that's a big controversial statement also, but that's what I believe, guys. I think they're there somewhere. But, you know. So, yeah, that's what this right here would have been a Carrington event for us. If it was to hit us. I don't think it overshot, Angelo, because it was a full halo. If it's a full halo, here, let me explain that for a second. A full halo means that we're seeing energy all the way around the occulter, right? And those kinds of energies don't come back down to a pinpointed position. They spread out. So the target doesn't have to be all that big for it to get hit. Now, what I can say is, you know, maybe we are getting hit with the kind of maybe the weaker part of it. I don't know yet. that's a possibility, but that's a good question. That was a very good question, Angelo. Really was. So that's why, guys, if you ever see a halo on this side coming this direction, it's not going to miss us. It may hit us very light in a more weaker part, but it's not going to miss us completely. Because like I said, it kind of spreads out, you know. And I want to I want to stress this too, that there's just things out there that's changing. You know, we've got, you know, we keep showing you guys the. Sorry, guys, man, my voice is about gone. We keep showing everybody that our object out there that's, you know, Scott's been working hard on for a long time. And, you know, when we see that object and there's a CME right there, it's hard to, like, say that didn't have an influence on that. For me, it does. And I show you guys the observation, and hopefully you guys go research it yourself. I really do. I hope you guys do. But know that the sun can do whatever it wants, whenever it wants. And this is exactly why. There was actually already one on the 180. This is back in 2012, guys, this one. So keep that in mind. I'll start this back up. You guys can watch it again. Let me speed it up. So this is the one that missed us by 9 days in 2012 that they compared it to the Carrington event. Notice what happens over here. You guys see all that? Watch what happens, right? See all that noise? See all that? A lot of people call that debris, like when we don't see it that often. That's not debris. That's charged particles hitting the camera. That's how the camera is interpreting it. So it's a mistake to call that debris. Just so you know. I mean, that's why we say that this is, you know, when we see anomalies on these things sometimes way over here that are kind of small or streaky or things like that. They can be cosmic ray bursts. They could be this right here. It's just how the camera interprets it. It's digital data. Yeah, there's just so many questions, guys, that can arise from things that's happening like right now. And, you know, we would be remiss not to take everything in consideration. And sometimes you just got to go with what your gut says. And for me right now, I'm not so sure that this is over yet. You got more flares happening right here like I just showed you. So you got the G3, the G2. See it, you know, like I said, the agencies, the Space Weather Prediction Center is still saying this ain't over. If they thought it was over, you would think they would come out and say that. I don't know, but again, guys, it's only 3, 6, 9, 12, 15-hour event anyway. It's not going to be like a multi-day thing here, at least according to the predictions. I do think this will bounce back up some. If this was, you know, definitively the CME itself, we're still going to kind of come up in here probably and hang out. But yeah, I really don't know what else to say because this is something that nobody really has the answers to. That's what I'll say. Because if we came out here and said that this was, you know, going to hit us like yesterday and it didn't, I never said that, by the way. I was just showing you guys the data that was given to us. That's it. And, you know, when Scott popped in here yesterday and said that these things are very unpredictable, I was saying the same thing right about the same time he said it. So, and we have to understand that. We're never going to be able to pinpoint this down to an hour. It ain't going to happen. Not 3 days out. No way. It's such a hard thing to predict. So, the other thing here, guys, is earthquakes. This is the most recent, what we got right now. We've had a 6.1 in Taiwan. This just happened at about an hour and a half ago. Okay? If we go in here, we can look at that part of it. That box was yellow. So this is what we're looking at. It did happen offshore. There was no tsunami with it. But that's a significant quake, guys. So, yeah. That's the biggest one we've had in a while, right there. In that position. But before that one popped off, look at the inactivity that's going on. That's strange too. Now, if I put on all earthquakes, it's going to bump up some, but it's not to the level that we've been seeing for the past 3 or 4 days. Or week, for that matter. Now, we can zoom in, and you're going to see a little bit more. And yes, it's still swarming here in MENA, but even the swarming has gotten a little bit less. So I'm not sure what's going on here. You know, when we start seeing a decrease in activity in the earthquakes, typically that means it's gearing up to have a big one. So we'll have to wait on that. But again, and I know I say that a lot, but guys, we have to have patience on everything that we're doing. I want to be able to give you guys enough warning when the big ones or stuff are coming, which is why we talked about the big halo one. But just understand that happens. Halos happen. It doesn't mean that we're going to be in the dark ages. Okay? We just got to pay attention. What can we expect in the UK in a nutshell? As far as conditions from what we got going on, you know, like I said, if you want to go over here to Space Weather Prediction Center, you can expect these conditions. Or maybe this. I don't think it's going to get any bigger than that at all. So what I'll do is I'll give you like a worst case scenario, I guess. That's probably the best thing to do. And that would be this. Right here. So you could see power systems may experience voltage alarms. Corrective actions may be required for spacecraft orientation. And low frequency radio problems. Again, nothing that's catastrophic and going to, you know, stick us back in the dark ages. So, that's what I would say. Hopefully that helps you. You know, guys, this is another rule that I kind of live by. I will always say the higher end of things and hope for the lower end of things. Because I think that's a responsible thing to do. Now, if the higher end of things is like going to tell people to get in your car and run, I'm never, ever going to say that unless you know, you're probably never going to hear me say that. If it's time to do that, I'm gone anyway. So, and you guys probably will be too. You ain't going to need me to tell you. You're going to know it. So, yeah. Yeah, Bear, I don't know, you know. It does kind of seem like that sometimes. You know, and then you get the Canadian agency here. There's still, this is a 30-day thing, though. What I showed you over at USGS, that was just a one-day event. Hey, Ricky. Hillbilly, hilly. Muse, what's up? Yeah. That's what Noah was saying. Right there. Here's when they expect it to hit. Right here. So at 1500 today, they're saying we should be at a G1. Which would be about 3 hours from now. So this is what we're going to do. This is what I'll do for you guys. I'll try to come back on this afternoon around 4 or 5 and give you guys an update. And if I see any movement here, we'll dig into it a little bit more. If not, you know, I guess this was a dud. It could be, very much could be. We never know. Could be. So I was really kind of hoping to get into a G2 so we could get some good aurora. But, you know, the residual of all this stuff could still push us up that high anyway. But we'll have to wait and see. So I do appreciate you guys. And, you know, guys, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. There's my PayPal link, guys. No, it's not. That's not my PayPal link. Sorry. That's my chat link. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. My PayPal link's in the description. If you guys want to help me out, that would be great. And there goes Hilly right there on it. Putting my PayPal link in there. Thank you. I do appreciate that, guys. There's other, like I said, guys, I'll come back on with an update. And my voice is about shot, guys. I'm going to have to get off here. It really is. It's about gone. But I was glad to be able to help Mark out yesterday and be on Mark's show last night. And I was trying to help Ron Tyler out also by pushing some people over there, and Axe and everybody else. I'm trying to push it forward, guys. Pay it forward to everybody else. That all the good stuff that's happened to me, the help that I was given. I really want to push it to everybody else too. Like Hilly, you guys got to understand that it's going to take that, all of us, to support each other. And I really do appreciate you guys. I know I say it a lot. Some people say I say it too much. But let me tell you something. You can't ever tell somebody too many times that you care about them and that you're thankful. So if I sound like a broken record saying that I'm so thankful for what you guys have done and all the help I've been given and that I'm pushing it out forward, then so be it. Call me a broken record. I'm not going to stop. Because that's how appreciative I am. So just know that. They downgraded from G3 to G1. Maybe. We'll see. They've got it still here, predicting up to a G3. Let's reset that and see what it says. Yeah. They still got it going to a G3. But you guys see what happened here? Look, they've already changed it again. Now they've only got it lasting for 12 hours. So, yeah, this just now updated. So, that's their prediction right now. So we'll have to wait and see. So anyway, guys, God bless. Yahusha saves, and